And the jam chuck sometimes it's just basically a piece of wood with a tapered hole in it. I don't know if I can get a better shot of that. There you go. And this one, it needs to fit in about up to close to 1/8 of an inch from the top. So this one's too small. This one is closer to right, and I knew by the size of the wood that it would be. And I've got 3 or 4 of these at home for different size ornaments. I'm going to put this into the we'll bring up the tailstock. They're online. They're not all that expensive. I don't remember exactly, but around $35 or something like that.
I have to say, beware of impersonators.
This is just a tapered jam chuck, and it gets used for so many different things. So I'll just have to tune it up a little bit here. It's a spigot chuck, or some people call them spigot chucks. I've seen them called other things. But basically, it has long jaws. And for a finial of a 2-inch sphere, I generally use a 6-inch piece of wood. For the finial the bottom finial will be 4 inches long, and the top finial will be whatever I get out of the top piece of wood. And I put it in there the same way, basically just trapping it. It's square. I cut it on the table saw rather than the band saw. Well, this one looks like actually it was cut on the band saw. I might have lied to you.
Now, pardon me, I'm going to interject. If you think there's some wobble in about a minute, you won't think about that wobble.
All you want to do is be sure it doesn't, when you put it in the chuck, that it's not loose, that it doesn't work back and forth. You'll hear vibration in a minute if it isn't tight in there. And I'll have to come back and retighten it, but I don't.
Any chuck will do. The next part. The next part I made up a sanding pad. It's literally a piece of offcut of elm. This particular one is. And what I've done is I've cut various grooves in. And the various grooves means that whatever chuck I've got in the lathe, I should have a groove to fit it, to make sure it's right. Stuck to it with super glue is a bit of Velcro, and then I buy these little round discs and put these little round discs on. And that now will go into the chuck. Just like that. And that creates me a little sanding pad. Turn my speed down a touch and just
a little light you can attach, you know, using this cheap Harbor Freight tool.
Hey, be careful about saying cheap Harbor Freight, okay?
It was free. I had a coupon for it. Anyway, so the light bar, as you can see, works real well. You know, you got this free magnetic light from Harbor Freight, and all I did was I just literally disassembled the light, attached the wire long enough that I can keep it out of the way on my lathe, and then soldered it all back together. On the back side here, a couple little magnets, hot melt glue on the back of it, fits on the back of my tool rest. And I did put a link earlier in chat after Brenda and I kind of chatted back and forth about did anyone want to see that tool rest light there. So that's what I had.
I like it. Thank you for sharing that.
It wasn't the 70